What's up, everyone? So let's talk about the story. When you think of Grand Theft Auto 5, what's the story that you remember? Is it Michael, the washed up criminal in therapy, miserable in his witness protection mansion? Is it Franklin, the young, ambitious repo man who just wants to get out of the hood? Or is it Trevor, the human hand grenade who just wants to watch the world burn down in front of him? Now think about this. When you were playing as Michael, did you really care about what Franklin was doing? When you were forced to do yoga, did you wish you were just blowing something up with Trevor? Be honest. How many of you just used the character switching as a fast travel system? Grand Theft Auto 5's story was an incredible achievement in scope. 3 protagonists, 3 interlocking lives. It was ambitious, but it was also so fragmented. It was 3 separate 20-hour stories running in parallel, colliding every now and then for a big heist, but never ever converging into one single powerful emotional core. It was broad, but it wasn't always deep. For years now, Rockstar has been trying to crack this code. How do you tell a cinematic, emotionally resonant story in a world where the player can stop everything to go bowling or steal a fighter jet? Grand Theft Auto 4 gave us Niko Bellic, one of the deepest protagonists in gaming history. His story was a dark, gritty, and heartbreaking critique of the American dream, but it was so serious all the time that it felt weird when you did normal GTA stuff. You'd be in the middle of this tragic story, and then you'd suddenly go on a rocket launcher rampage. The serious story and the crazy gameplay just didn't really match up. And Grand Theft Auto 5 kind of swung the other way. It was sunny, satirical, and just pure chaotic fun. But with its story split 3 ways, it always kind of kept you at a distance. You never really got that deep connection. I liked Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, but I never loved any of them. Not in the way I loved Arthur Morgan. And that is the key. In our last 2 videos, we've covered the world and the future of Grand Theft Auto 6. We talked about the world being this perfect grand convergence, the epic scale and RPG freedom of San Andreas fused with the insane grounded detail of Red Dead Redemption 2. And if you missed either of those 2 videos, I'm going to post a link in the comments below to the playlist of GTA 6 news, as well as a link at the end of the video. Thanks for all the love and support on the last couple of videos. It's been insane. You guys have been letting me know in the comments that you really enjoy the content. Let me know down below what you guys would like to see more of. And don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you want to find your way back for more GTA 6 content. But today, as I alluded to in my last video, today we talk about the one thing that holds it all together, the glue in the heart. We're going to take a deep dive on Lucia and Jason. Because Rockstar isn't making GTA 5 Part 2, they are taking that deep, personal, character-first way of storytelling that made Red Dead Redemption 2 a masterpiece. And they are dropping it right into the neon-soaked, alligator-filled chaos of a modern-day Leonida. This is the story of a modern-day Bonnie and Clyde. And based on the facts from the research and the leaks, it's not just a story about crime. It's a story about one single, simple, and fragile word.
Trust.
And I have a theory on this, and it's one that's been staring us all in the face. This is a story of trust, going to end in the biggest betrayal Grand Theft Auto history. All right, let's start with Lucia. This is a massive moment, a female protagonist in Grand Theft Auto video, and the internet, of course, has been very predictable about this. But what the leaks and the official research show is that Rockstar is not going woke. They are doing what they've always done, writing a compelling character who is a product of their broken, satirical, criminal world. Lucia isn't just a woman in GTA. She's a criminal, a seasoned, desperate, and incredibly smart one. Let's look at the facts. First, her story begins where most GTA stories end, prison. The very first shot we see of her in a trailer is in a prison uniform in the Leonida Penitentiary. I know some of you wanted me to correct the way I said Leonida to Leonida, and you guys all let me know that in the comments of our last video. I'll drop a link again to that video, but thank you guys. I've made the correction. And Lucia is not just a wide-eyed immigrant like Nico. She's not a newcomer like Franklin. She is already in the system. She's been caught, she's done time, and now she's out. And how is she out? The official trailer shows her with an electronic ankle monitor on the game's key art. This isn't just a cosmetic detail. This is a narrative leash. Think about that from a gameplay perspective. It's brilliant. It adds a layer of constant crushing pressure that we've never seen before. Imagine the early game. You can't just go on a rampage and flee to the other side of the map anymore. You might have a curfew. You might have a home zone that you can't leave. It's a mechanic that grounds you in the world and reinforces her desperate situation. She's not free. She's on probation and one smart move away from being sent back inside. And this directly fuels her motivation. She's not a psycho like Trevor. She's not in it just for the thrill. She's a pragmatist. She's calculated and she's trying to achieve the good life. This makes her one of the most compelling protagonists Rockstar's ever written a story about. She has the ambition of CJ, the world-weary experience of Nico, and the professional drive of Michael, all wrapped into a brand new package. And she's not here to mess around. She's here to win. But then there's this one tiny nagging detail in her backstory. The research says her release from prison was sheer luck. Sheer luck. In a Rockstar game? A universe built on satire, conspiracy, and backstabbing? There's no such thing as luck. Now, do me a favor and just file that one away for a little bit. We're going to come back to that. So if Lucia is the anchor, the brains, and the ambition, then who is Jason? On the surface, he looks like your typical GTA sidekick, the quiet muscle, the dude. Jason is not just some guy Lucia picked up. He is her equal and in many ways her opposite. And that's what makes their dynamic so electric. Let's break him down really quick. Fact one, he's a native to Vice City. The research says he grew up in Leonida Keys. So just like Lucia, he's a product of this world. He knows the criminal underworld, but, and this is a huge but, he tried to get out. Fact number two, Jason is an army veteran. The research says he enlisted in the army to try and escape his criminal life. This is a massive character beat. It tells us he had a moral compass. He tried to go straight, and as research says, the effort was ultimately unsuccessful. He's back in Leonida, right back where he started, working for local drug runners. But what about his motivation? This is where the tension with Lucia began. The leaks indicate that Lucia is a driven, pragmatic, and wants to build a good life. Jason, his motivation is described as wanting an easy life. He's weary. He's not an ambitious climber. He's a disillusioned veteran who's just tired. He's tired of the struggle. The leaks describe his meeting with Lucia as a life-altering crossroads, a gamble that could be the best or the worst thing to ever happen to him. Do you see the dynamic forming here? It's a classic. She's the gas pedal. He might be the brakes. She's the planner. He's the weapon. She's building an empire and he just wants to get out. You can already see and feel that this is 1,000 times more intimate and complex than GTA 5 story mode. We're not juggling 3 separate plot lines here. We are laser focused on one single relationship. And Rockstar is doing the right thing here. It's making this relationship the core gameplay. The leaks also reveal something called a dual protagonist control mode. This isn't the GTA 5 system where you switch to another character across town. No, the leaks suggest that during certain robberies and missions, you will be able to control both Lucia and Jason simultaneously at the exact same time. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited for it because this has all the feels of a modern day Bonnie and Clyde, 2 partners against the world, a story built on trust. And this brings me to my big theory. Rockstar is using that word trust for a very specific reason. They're building it up, making it the foundation of the story, just so they can pull the rug out from under us in the most devastating way possible. Now, we already know the community's buzzing with betrayal theories. It's so compelling, it's almost too obvious. Let's look at the case against Jason. Theory number 1, Jason is an undercover cop. The evidence from the trailers is damning. Clue number 1, in the trailer, we see a prison guard say to Jason, "I've seen you before." Not Lucia, who we know was in prison, Jason. Why would a guard recognize him? Now, clue number 2, we hear an older cop say, "Us cops, we've got to protect each other." And the trailer immediately cuts to a shot of Jason in a firefight. That's classic editing, and it's either a deliberate misdirection or a massive clue. And finally, for theory number 1, clue number 3, fans spotting a tattoo on Jason's arm that resembles a special forces insignia. This ties directly into his army veteran backstory, or it ties into a deep cover law enforcement operation. It really does paint a picture, doesn't it? A disillusioned cop or federal agent embedded in the Leonida underworld who gets in too deep with his target, Lucia. But what about the other way around? And that brings us to our second theory, that Lucia is the informant. This one is, in my opinion, even more tragic. Let's go back to that one nagging detail. Clue number 1, her release from prison was sheer luck. What if it wasn't? What if the cops or the feds found this smart, ambitious, and cornered woman in the penitentiary and offered her a deal? You're facing 20 years, Lucia, but there's this veteran Jason who's working with a drug cartel we want to bust. Get close to him, get us in, and you walk. And then we have clue number 2, the ankle monitor. We all assume it's for probation, right? But what if it's a leash? A way for her handlers to track her, to make sure their informant doesn't run. And finally, with clue number 3, it's all about her motivation. She wants to make smart moves. What's smarter than cutting a deal to get out of prison and then playing both sides to get the money and your freedom? Either theory is the perfect setup for a tragic cinematic story. And for most of my time researching this, I was convinced. One of them is for sure a rat. It's the Departed in Vice City. Going to be a gut punch. But then I just couldn't stop thinking about Red Dead Redemption 2. I kept thinking about Arthur Morgan. Now I have to give you a huge spoiler warning. If you have not played Red Dead 2, this next part will ruin the experience for you. So please skip ahead. What made that story a masterpiece? It wasn't a big, shocking plot twist. It wasn't a gotcha moment. The betrayal of Micah Bell was obvious from a mile away. The true power of Red Dead 2 was the slow, agonizing, emotional betrayal. It was Arthur's slow burn realization that his father figure, Dutch, had lost his mind. It was the fracturing of a family. It was a tragedy, not a mystery. Now look, we all know Rockstar has matured. Their storytelling is more sophisticated than a simple, I was a cop all along twist. And the leaks themselves hint at this. It says, and I quote, while the undercover cop theory is compelling, it may function as a calculated misdirection. A straightforward reveal would risk undermining this theme of trust, transforming the story into one of mere deception rather than a complex exploration of loyalty. And here is my unique take. Here is the betrayal I believe is actually coming. The betrayer isn't the law, it's their ambition. The conflict isn't going to be Lucia versus Jason or cop versus robber. It's going to be Lucia and Jason, the couple, versus Lucia and Jason, the criminals. Just think about it for a second. This is the real Bonnie and Clyde story. Their legend wasn't just about their crimes. It was that they were passionately in love. Their downfall was their inability to separate their love from their criminal enterprise. This is the story that Rockstar is truly telling. It's not a whodunit type of thing. It's a tragedy. And let's face it, this is going to get real personal and intimate. We are going to spend 50, 60, 70 hours with these two. We're going to rob banks with them. We're going to go on dates. We're going to see them fall deeper and deeper in love, all while they are climbing the criminal ladder. We're going to trust their bond. And the central conflict of the game, the final choice, will be forcing one of them to choose. Will Lucia, the one who's always just wanted to make the right decisions to have the good life she's always dreamed of, or will she have to choose between that and saving Jason? Or will Jason, the weary veteran who's always just wanted an easy life, most likely by deciding to escape, have to choose between finally escaping or his love for Lucia? I personally don't think the betrayal will be a shocking reveal. I think it will be a slow, heartbreaking fracture of their relationship, caused by the very life of crime they are building together. It's the Red Dead 2 philosophy. The true betrayal will be emotional. It will be one of them choosing the money over the love. And that is a story that will stick with you. That is a story that honors the theme of trust. And that is a story that lives up to the narrative masterpiece of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not a story about a rat. It's a story about a relationship that gets poisoned. And we'll have a front row seat to watch it all happen and unfold. And it's with this that you can see Rockstar is finally merging its two great parallel philosophies. From Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and GTA 5, they are taking the epic scale, the satirical modern world, the sandbox freedom, and the chaotic high-octane criminal fantasy. And from Red Dead Redemption 2, they're taking the grounded, immersive living world, the deep, consequential gameplay systems, and most importantly, the mature, focused, and emotionally devastating storytelling. I don't think we're going to get 3 fragmented plots again like we did in GTA 5. I think we're getting one laser-focused, intimate narrative about 2 people bound together, trying to survive in a world that wants to tear them apart. A story that, for the first time, will make their partnership the central mechanic and central conflict all at once. But hey, that's just my take, digging through all the facts and all the theories. The hype, though, as we move towards May 26, 2026, it's absolutely astronomical, and the story mode is at the center of it so far. Now, let me ask you, what kind of story do you want? Are you here for the undercover cop twist? Or do you think, like me, that the real betrayal will be far more personal? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you haven't seen the first 2 videos on the world and the online platform, you need to check them out. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in Leonida.